Hey guys, Original Boris here, back again for another movie review. Movie I am choosing to review today. It stars Adrien Brody and Forrest Whitaker. That movie is called The Experiment. This movie is about some scientists. They want to conduct an experiment. So what they do is they take normal people from the street and they bring them into a building, and they convert half of them are converted into prisoners and the other half are converted into guards. And they want to see how long they last. They offer them a certain amount of money to finish this experiment. If they don't last that long, then they don't get nothing. They fail the experiment and they just go home empty-handed. So what they do is they go into the prison and they divide them. Some of them are made into prisoners, some of them are made into guards, and then they tell them to act like they're really prisoners and to act like they're really guards, and then they sit back and they observe them and they see if they change. Throughout the movie, you start seeing a lot of these people that in the real world they're not really people that are in charge. They're just normal people, just like anybody else, and they do end up their new positions for this experiment. It goes to their heads. So these people that do become guards, they start treating the other people that were made into prisoners like complete crap. They don't let them do nothing. They treat them like shit, and they observe and see how people react when they're put into certain situations. Some people will let it go to their head, other people won't. And it's pretty realistic. You should say how this really does happen. I'm sure we all have worked with people in the past that we got along with, and as soon as they were put in a higher position, they let it get to their head and they became difficult to work with. And that's what this movie is about, just to see how people react to certain positions, certain situations in life that they're put in. And it's, I thought it was pretty good. This reminded me when I was in college, I took some psychology courses, and in one of my psychology classes, they actually did an experiment like this in the 60s, where they did the exact same thing. They took half people and put them into prisoners and the other half into guards. And some of the guards, people that were made into guards, actually started treating like the other people like crap. Like they actually started thinking that they were in charge, even though they really knew that they were just a part of an experiment. And it was just to see how people would how they would react in that type of situation, and why people let certain things get to their head and when they're in a certain position of power. And so when I was watching this movie, it just reminded me of my psychology class. And one of my psychology classes, we actually studied that in a few of them. It reminded me of that, and it kind of made me wonder if it was actually based on that experiment from the 60s. It doesn't actually say that it is, but when I was watching the movie, it just reminded me of college when we were studying that. So, it's pretty interesting. There are some parts where it is kind of slow paced. It kind of takes a little bit to get into the movie, but once it gets into the movie, it is pretty interesting to see just how people react when they're in certain situations. And I thought it was a good movie. So, The Experiment. Forrest Whitaker, he's a really good actor. I've always liked him. He's got some really good movies. And this other guy, Adrien Brody, I've been seeing him in a few movies lately too. A lot more movies than before. But I do recommend this if you're into that kind of stuff. It is a different type of movie, but very interesting to watch. Slow paced, but really, like I said, it truly does build up into something exciting. And you'll see what happens at the end if you do decide to check it out. But I do recommend this. It's called The Experiment. And pretty good movie. 96 minutes long. Was made in 2010. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.